Hello and welcome to Diary of a Common Man. In fact, this is a very special episode because there is a major announcement today. Before we begin, let me thank a few people who have sent donations via my website. So, first of all, I thank you very much. I appreciate, and it is only because of you that this campaign has survived and it has made an impact. But for transparency purposes, it is important that you send me your email address so that I can send you a receipt. Uh, Check with your accountant if you can claim a deduction on your donations, because tax deduction legislation is very different in different countries. So yeah, check with your accountants. Apart from that, today we are going to talk about campaign funding. One of the many reasons why this campaign has not only survived but succeeded in its mission is there was a donor, there was a funder. When I began my campaign, I had no finances. And 3 or 4 months down the track, I think it was in March 2021 that I got a call from this amazing person from America. And he said he will fund me. And he wanted me to go full time into this. And he funded me, and out of that funding, not only did I look after my daily living expenses, but I also looked after the campaign expenses as well, which included the legal expenses. We have now exhausted those funds, and hence today I announce that I have gone back to full time work to put the food on my table, and the campaign funding will be the issue because I do not have, my income is not as big. It is not big enough, sorry, to not only manage my own home expenses and the campaign expenses. So we are going to talk about that today. In the past, during the campaign, I have had amazing audience, amazing people, fans, supporters who sent me a lot of prayers. They really appreciated my campaign and my work from the bottom of their heart. And out of that emotion, out of that affection, love, they prayed for me. That, and one of the common prayers I would like to mention is they of course it is out of love and it is out of affection, and I am so blessed to to get those that many prayers. But prayers have a place in one's life, and they definitely have a place in a campaign like mine. But when it comes to running the campaign, is another matter. Let me explain. What do I mean? One of the most common prayers that people have sent me is, may Allah help you. May Allah support your campaign. Once again, this prayer is coming out of heart, love and affection. But let us consider for 1 minute. Let us analyze, let us put this prayer through a reality check. May Allah support your campaign. How does Allah support a campaign? Think for a minute. How? Does He descend from the skies, meet Salim personally, and help him with whatever he needs? Does He do that? Did He do that with the Prophet of Islam? Did He come down to meet with the Prophet? In fact, the Prophet had to go up to the sky to meet him, but Allah never came. He has His own ways of supporting, and there is only one way. Only one way. He comes and helps, and that is through His murids, through moments, not Muslims, not munafiqins, not kafirs. It is through momin, and momin can be anybody. It can be a Muslim, it can be a munafiq, it can be a kafir, because all these people are His creation, are His children. So He comes through moments. When the Prophet of Islam started the campaign, we know the story and how the Quran says that Allah helped. Allah helped him succeed. How? Did Allah come to the battlefield of Badr? No. He inspired people to join the Prophet of Islam. Prophet of Islam and the campaign of Islam is only one example. We have seen in the history so many campaigns, and my campaign is only one little campaign. And this campaign is no different to any other campaign. Allah is not going to come down to earth. He wants you to help by saying that may Allah help you. You are putting the responsibility of Allah and removing yourself from that responsibility. And you don't even know that. What do you think what you're saying? May Allah support you. May Allah help your campaign. You are removing yourself. So you are sitting on the back seat and letting one man fight against an army, and you take a back seat and you put the responsibility on Allah. It does not work like that. If Allah wanted to fight this campaign, Why would I be doing this? Why wouldn't he be doing this? He inspired me to fight. And I fought. In the process, I risked everything. I lost everything. And I don't want to repeat what I lost. But that's the way it is. So, why am I saying this? Because I need you to stand up and help. Just imagine a stadium where there are a couple of thousand people watching a game. In the middle of the ground, there is a giant, and there is a very, very small man fighting that giant. And everybody is clapping. The little man, is bleeding out of the wounds that he has received. The little man is covered in blood from the wounds given by the giant, but he's still fighting, and everybody is clapping. It is it is a spectacle for most of us. Very few people out of that spectators came to the ground to support that little man. Very few. Today, I ask you, I request you to come and support me, because we have shaken the giant. We have shaken the giant. At the cost of my blood, we have. And let's not forget the man who supported this campaign initially. Let's not forget him. It is because of him that I was able to do this full time and make a difference and get the campaign going. I want a few of you to come down. And if you are going to mention Allah, that may Allah help, please remember that it is you that Allah will inspire to do His work. Just saying Allah will help is basically putting the responsibility on Him, and more importantly, removing yourself from any responsibility and sitting in that stadium and clapping. That is what is the perspective. That is my analysis of your prayer. And I will repeat it. Your prayer is coming out of love and affection, but it is defeating the whole purpose. Come, help. Now, we need funding. We need funding. Why do we need funding? Because we are running a campaign against a giant. And we all know how big the giant is, how much funding he has, how much power he has. And all of us, all my audiences, even if we should contribute as much as we could, We will never have the money that he has. Okay. But every dollar that you contribute will help. It will give me a boost. It will help in paying the bills. Yes, there are bills. Believe it or not, there are bills. There is an assistant who I pay on a monthly basis. There is legal cost which has been going on for last 2 years. The research cost. On an average in Australia, the lawyers charge about $350 an hour. And that cost has been going on for last 2 years. There is marketing cost. There is technology cost. Yes, there are bills to pay. Where are we going to pay these bills from? If you don't participate from here on, the campaign will end. And it'll be a shame because we've come this far. The wall, the strong iron wall called Aga Khan, has been shaken. All we have to do now, ladies and gentlemen, all we have to do now is to kick it and it will fall. It will fall because we have attacked Aga Khan's money supply and successfully. It's a miracle that we were able to convince the Ismaili Murids, Aga Khani Murids, that he is a fraud. Go to Jamaat Khana, but do not give him your hard earned money. Do not give it to him. And they listen, and that is nothing less than a miracle. How can that happen? That they don't listen to the Imam. Imam even made a farman that listen to my leaders, don't listen to the social media. And still people listen to the social media. Isn't this a miracle? We have come this far. Let us kick that wall and finish this off. Finish this giant off once and for all. Whether we will be able to do that in my lifetime or not is not important. Okay. Our efforts, our willingness, our good intention, niyat, is all that counts. Allah does not look at prayers. My dear brothers and sisters, He looks at niyat. He looks at amal. Prayers anybody can do. And prayers have their place in everyone's life. But it is your niyat, it is your amal, your deeds, your sacrifices. We hear of stories of Prophet Ibrahim, the sacrifice, ultimate sacrifice. He was willing to sacrifice his own child. Why? Because Allah said so. What do we do? Kill an innocent goat. Try cutting your little finger one day in the name of Allah. Try it. Prophet Ibrahim was willing to sacrifice his own son, who was much more dearer than himself. He would have been very happy sacrificing himself instead of his son. But he went to that extent. Even if it is a story, the moral of the story is that Allah needs sacrifices, not the blood. Sacrifices come in different forms. You don't have to kill somebody to sacrifice. Sacrifice what you love. What do you love? That's what you love. Okay. So, another thing that we really need to be talking about is, now that I have spoken about we need funding and what happens in the absence of funding, the ball is in your court. If you'd like to see me take this all the way, you'll need to come forward. I have 7,000 approximately subscribers on YouTube, but from what my assistant tells me, is that more people watch me on Facebook than on YouTube. I have no idea. I'm horrible with technology. They say that they watch me on other social media channels apart from YouTube. But it is now time for all these people. Doesn't matter how much following I have, it doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is how many of you are are just watching me for entertainment purposes. I'm pretty sure there are few people who are watching this for entertainment purpose. Okay, and which is fine, and many people are maybe watching to learn. They're watching to learn about an amazing cult, an Islamic cult, the only Islamic cult. They are watching it to learn. Others are watching for entertainment. That a little man is basically fighting against a giant. It's a spectacle. So you receive entertainment, which is fine. Okay. But then I, if you don't support me, then the little man will die and the campaign will stop. Okay. So what am I proposing? How are we going to do this? How are you going to participate? This is how. From next week onwards, yes, you will not be able to see my show without being a member. Access will only be available to people who are members. So you will need to become a member. How do you become a member? You will see a join button when you basically go to my channel. Join and follow the prompts. In fact, during the week, Zahid will send you the instructions as to how to join. So please join before next Saturday to access the channel. Now, how much will you pay? How much will you pay? There are three levels. One is a learner, and the learner must pay $5 a month. This is American dollars. $5 a month, and you can access. Then there is a next stage where you have the name of the next level is Salim's Helper. And for that, you'll pay $15 a month. And the last one is Salim's supporter, or Salim's partner, rather. Now, you become my partner if you were to pay $25 a month. And you will help me in a big way if you were to pay $15 a month. And if you are only a learner, that's fine. You can just access for $5 a month. Whether this is a lot of money for you or not is entirely up to you. But what we are trying to do is to gather financial support to fight the giant. How much money are we going to have? I have no idea. But whatever we receive, one thing is for sure. One thing is going to be my top priority, and that is transparency. To me, this is extremely important for a couple of reasons. One reason is that obviously, being an honest person all my life, I believe transparency is a right of the donor. But more pressing reason for transparency is that I have been talking about Aga Khan's non-transparency throughout my campaign. So how would it look if I was not transparent myself? Now, a lot of people in the past have accused me of non-transparency. Now, those people they've now disappeared, obviously. But it was so. I was going to use the word stupid, but I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. They were asking me for transparency when they have not donated. The person who donated a large amount, he never asked for any transparency. Believe me or not. Such a large amount of money, he did not ask for transparency. And he is a main reason for the success of this campaign. And those people who never contributed 1 cent, they are asking for transparency. So now the transparency will come, because now whoever donates will receive a receipt, number one, and then they will also see the financial statements on my website every July. Starting this July, you will see the financial statements as to where did we spend the money and how much. Yeah. So that is my commitment to you in relation to transparency. Um, I think my mom is trying to call me. Is it okay if I just tell her I'll call her later? મમ મમ્મી હા મમ્મા હું જરા બિઝી છું. હું તને પછી ફોન કરું છું. ઓકે 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 હું જાઉં છું. Okay, so we've spoken about the campaign funding. $5, $15, $25. Those people who wish to contribute more than $25 a month, please contact me. My number is here. Please, you can even email me. Uh, yeah, if you wish to either contribute one-off amount, or you want to contribute more than $25 a month, please contact me and I'll basically advise you how to do it. But as far as the membership is concerned, there are only three levels: $5, $15, and $25. And we'll give you the details during the week so you can join. Okay. Apart from that, before I hand over to my audience, there's only one thing I want to talk about. Now, I am asking for $5, $15, and $25, but why should you? Why couldn't you just sit as an audience and just watch? There are at least three reasons. Number one is, if you are a taxpayer, Aga Khan is abusing your tax money, particularly in Canada. If you want an abuser, your tax money's abuser, to be brought to justice, then you should help my campaign, because we are going to bring Aga Khan to justice. That's what this campaign is about. So, yeah, that's number one. Number two is, if you are a humanitarian, if you have some feelings for the poor people that Aga Khan is looting as we speak, then you should help my campaign. If you are a Muslim, if you are a Sunni Muslim, you should help me, because Allah says in the Quran that I will not forgive anybody who commits shirk. If you are an Ishnashari, Mola Ali, of course, Allah is Allah. But we also believe that Mola Ali is a guide. As an Ishnashari, they believe that Mola Ali is a guide. And he was, even as a historical person, his example has been a source of inspiration throughout centuries. And the way Aga Khan is desecrating that personality, that person called Mola Ali, his good example that Mola Ali created, the way Aga Khan is desecrating it. So if you are an Ishnashari, you should definitely support me. And lastly, if you are a Bori, that is Muste Ali and Ismaili, you have the biggest reason to support me. Aga Khan openly says he is the Imam of Ismailis. In his constitution, he says, I'm an Ismaili Imam. That includes you. Because there are different types of Ismailis. There are two main types. One is Aga Khanis and one is the Bohri. They both are Ismailis. And Aga Khan says, I am the Imam of both. If you think we should stop Aga Khan from saying this, then you should support me. These are the reasons why you should support me. I am positively sure that you will support. You will not remain the spectator in the stadium anymore, but the time will tell. I will see you next Saturday, but before I go, let me see. Zahid, are there any questions? What is Satpant and how it relates to Ismailism? Satpant, the meaning of Satpant is Sat is true, Pant is path, true path. In Arabic, we call it Siratu Mustaqim, straight path. Now, the Ismaili Peers, they called the movement, Nizari movement, which I spoke about in my series, they called it Satpant. Yeah, that is how Satpant is the name of the movement that Nizari Ismailis named their movement Satpant. Yeah. Next, can you get a lawyer who is prepared to work pro bono to reduce the legal cost? Um, yes, absolutely. So there is a person who is helping me with finding a lawyer. Um, we may not need the lawyer. Um, I was not going to say this, but let me say it. It is possible that the imamat will not let me go to the court. But I am not sure of the outcome of such an effort. Time will tell. But yeah, if we go that path, then obviously we are going to look for lawyers who do pro bono work. But whether pro bono lawyers are good enough to fight Aga Khan, I don't know. So we'll see when the time comes. Okay, next. Why have you stopped Urdu stream? That is a very good question. One of them is it doing two streams in a week is taking a lot of my time. Now that I work full time, time is a precious commodity and running the campaign at the same time. So I had to cut down on something. As far as the Urdu audience were concerned, I found most of them were spectators. So I compared both. Okay, the support I got, real support that I got, was from the English spectators, not Urdu. So unfortunately, I had to make a difficult choice, and I made that choice. Next, in addition to sacrifices, don't you think Ismailism need to revert to the right path by starting with offering prayers? This is a theological question, and I do not wish to get into that. What Ismailis should do and what they should not do, it is entirely their option. Next, all the governments are with Aga Khani system. They are a government. They can bury the case, in my opinion. Absolutely, absolutely. They are powerful. They are powerful. But Karim, remember one thing: that this powerful man cannot confront Salim Lalani, a common man. I am a common man, and I will remain a common man. But as we speak, nobody thought that Aga Khan will not be able to confront Salim Lalani. Is that a miracle? So why cannot a legal case, why cannot the governments turn against Aga Khan? Yes, it will require a miracle. But we have seen the miracle happening, haven't we? Okay, next. Do you think Aga laughs at the Muris every time he goes to? I'm sure he does. Not only does he laugh at the stupidity of the Muris, the gullibility of the Muris, but even his leaders are laughing at the Murids. That how easily can we make a stupid out of the Murids? Good point. Very good point. Yep. Next. Is that it? Okay. So I was Inayat Ali Zahid last week. Inayat Ali was jumping up and down. He wanted to come on the channel. Isn't he here today? Obviously, he's not. Otherwise, otherwise, Zahid would have put him on the thing. Yasmin Ali is here, his accomplice. Yasmin, if you're listening to me, would you like to come on the stream and represent Inayat Ali? Because you last week you were supporting Inayat and you were saying that what he's talking about is is absolutely true. So, do you have the credibility to come to the stream? If you do, please make a comment now. I'll go right down the bottom to see your comment. Uh, Salim Bhai, would you ever consider moving to US, Canada? That will help funding, I think. Oh, that is a good question. US, Canada. I don't think I will be able to move there because I'm in love with Australia. But you never know. Things can change. But I will be visiting Canada in March or April, and I may be visiting, apart from visiting Toronto, I may be visiting Vancouver and Calgary. So I'll keep you posted on my visit. But no, I don't have any intention of moving to US or Canada definitely at this point in time. But do tell me as to send me an email and tell me as to why do you think it will help with funding. All right. Any other questions? And Yasmin did not come, did she? Oh, she's a keyboard warrior behind the curtains, just like Aga Khan. Cowards. All right. So, okay, there's one more question. I think if you don't know much about Islam, then please refrain from making such statements. Could you please tell me what statements, Mr. Invisible? Please tell us what statements I should be refraining from. Are you there, Mr. Invisible? And he says, Zahid, you ignored my question. Zahid, what is his question? Can you find his question, Zahid? We want to entertain everybody here. You said a Momin can be a kafir or a muna. No, 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 no. don't misunderstand me. You know what a Momin is? Momin is the person who not only says the Shahada, but does what Allah says, believes what Allah says, and is not a munafiq. But your point is good that technically, from Islamic point of view, a kafir cannot be anything else. He cannot be a Muslim. He cannot be a Momin. Okay, from Islamic point of view. What I am saying is from humanitarian point of view. A Momin is a person, and remember, this is the problem we are having with the Muslims understanding humanity. That only Muslims are humans. Nobody else can do good work. That is the problem. So I was referring to this issue from a humanitarian point of view that anybody can follow Allah. You don't have to say a shahada to believe in Allah. I don't, but I still a staunch follower of Allah. I know Allah is there. Okay. And I'm grateful to him every day. I say my shukr every day. But I'm a humanitarian. So I look at it from a humanitarian perspective. So a Momin from a humanitarian perspective can be anybody, doesn't have to be a Muslim. And they can be a Muslim. Why not? Anybody can be. Muslim can be a Momin. A Kafir can be a Momin. But when you come to Islam, a Kafir is not a Momin. I hope you understand. And I really, really hope that the humanity understands this, that particularly the Muslim community understands this, that Muslims are not the only good people. There are other good people as well. You must recognize that. Salim, would you not need help from other specialists like forensic accountants? Yes, yes, we will need a lot of help. And these people are going to cost money. And by the way, Shabuddin is not the real name, but this person here has been donating to my campaign. He wouldn't say so, but he has donated to my campaign. So, Shabuddin, thank you so much. I know you wouldn't want to take credit. Thank you. All right. I hope you understand, Mr. Invisible. Did we miss any other questions? No other questions? Are you sure, Zahid, before I go? That's it. All right, guys. So look forward to the instructions on how to the join the stream from next Saturday onwards. Please make sure you become a member before next Saturday. So until then, look after yourself. I'll see you next Saturday in large numbers. Thank you and bye bye.